Chapter 20. A Letter to My Unborn Child. My dearest child, I don't know your name. I don't know your face. I don't even know if you'll ever be born into this world. But I love you already. I've carried you in my heart through every dark season. I've thought of you every time I pulled myself back from the edge. You are the reason I refuse to repeat the same cycles, even before you take your first breath. If I ever have the honor of meeting you, holding you, raising you, I want you to know this life can be beautiful. I want to make sure you don't have to learn it the hard way like I did. I wasn't raised to be a criminal, but I was raised in chaos. And chaos has a way of shaping you before you know who you really are. I want you to understand something, baby. Nobody wants to be a criminal. We become what we see. We become what we're surrounded by. We become what we think we have to become in order to survive. I don't say that to make excuses. I say it to explain the trap, because it is a trap. And once you step into it, it's hard to get out without losing something. Your time, your future, your soul. I want you to laugh without looking over your shoulder. I want you to walk into rooms without feeling like you don't belong. I want you to know what love feels like before the world teaches you about pain. I want you to choose your friends because they lift your spirit, not because you need protection. I want you to know that your life has value, that you don't have to prove your manhood or womanhood in the streets, that being vulnerable isn't weakness. It's a different kind of strength, that your emotions are sacred, that your story matters, even before you've done anything big. And I want you to never, ever doubt that you were born with everything you need. What I've learned the hard way, I've chased validation because I didn't believe I was enough. I used drugs because I didn't know how to sit with my pain, carried guns because I didn't feel safe in my own skin, hurt people before they could hurt me because I was scared all the time. And I spent years in prison because I didn't know how to process the trauma I was carrying. I'm not proud of any of that, but I'm not hiding from it either. Because my job now, before you even get here, is to build a life that you don't have to recover from. If I could protect you from anything, I'd shield you from the day you meet your first friend who offers you something that feels like escape. I'd stop time before your first heartbreak and let you know it's okay to cry. I'd show you how dangerous it is to believe you have to be hard all the time. I'd burn every stereotype that tries to tell you your worth is in how tough you are, or how much money you make, or how feared you are. I'd wrap you in a force field of wisdom, compassion, and clarity because the world will try to confuse you. And when the voices outside get too loud, I'd help you hear the one voice inside that says, I'm already enough. I am loved. I am already free. Well, I'll tell you every day. I'll tell you I love you. That even if you mess up, that even if you don't believe me, that even if I don't know how to say it the right way all the time, I'll tell you the truth. Not just the pretty truth, the whole truth. I'll tell you how I almost lost everything. I'll tell you what prison does to a man's spirit. I'll tell you what silence can do when you don't have someone to talk to. I'll tell you how shame will lie to you if you let it. I'll tell you how I survived, so you won't have to suffer in the same way. If I'm not here when you read this, if life has other plans, and I don't get to see your face or hold your hand or hear your voice, know this. You were wanted. You were dreamed of. You were loved before you ever arrived. And every page of this book, every hard truth, every breakthrough, every tear-stained sentence is for you. You are my legacy, even if we never meet. And I pray that my story lights your path so you don't have to stumble in the same dark. A final word from your father. You were never meant to be a statistic. You were never meant to carry generational pain as your identity. You were never meant to prove your worth through struggle or survival. You were meant to live freely, fully, and with purpose. I've made peace with my past, not so I could pretend it didn't happen, but so I could build something better for you. If you remember nothing else, remember this. You don't have to repeat what I've been through to learn what I've learned. Learn from me, grow past me, and then reach back and pull someone else forward. With all the love I know how to give, your father, Maurice Burnett Ford. Final reflection. Legacy building begins now. This final exercise invites readers to reflect on their own legacy, whether they have children or not, and consider how their healing will impact future generations. Reflection prompts. If you had to write a letter to someone you haven't met yet, a child, a mentee, someone walking your old path, what would you warn them about? What would you tell them to cherish? What's one painful lesson you've lived that you never want someone you love to experience? How will you use your story to protect them? Fill in the blank. I want my legacy to be blank. I will begin living that legacy today by blank. If you could leave one sentence behind for a young person who feels lost, what would it be?